Hi, today I want to show you how I make the Egyptian bracelet, which is a three-part piece that you make all at once. You have the ring, the center, and the bracelet. And this is how you wear it. Mm, I can't fasten it because of my nails, but this is what it looks like. And this is mine. I don't wear it every day because it's not that type of jewelry. And you'll need for this your Walmart wire, which is just $2 at Walmart. And for this demonstration, I am using clear hair beads because they're big and they'll be easier to see on camera. And these little red balls, I'm going to figure out some sort of design to make. The first thing you want to do is cut you off a long piece of wire. I cut my wire extra long, but whatever pieces I cut off at the end, if it's long enough, I'll use to make an earring or a bracelet, depending on how long it is. The first thing you're going to want to do is make the ring. That's how it starts. You have to start with the ring. So I'm just going to be using these little red balls to make the ring. And the ring is going to be based on if you're just going to be making them to sell them, I would advise you to use a sizing chart like small, medium, and large. Meaning the bracelets, the ring size, you know, will all be different so that it will be suitable. But if you're making it for someone in particular, I would definitely advise you to measure them first, because this is one of those pieces of jewelry that you don't want to have to do over. Right now I'm just stringing my beads, putting the red beads up here, and you'll need enough beads to wrap around the finger of the person you're making the bracelet for. So let me test mine now. I have this many beads so far, and this is not, I can already see that it's not going to be big enough. I think I'll add, this is how you'll be measuring it. Put it on the finger. I think I'll add 2 more to each side. This is it takes longer, so this video is going to be longer than usual. But I didn't want to skip through anything because I wanted to show it step by step. So now this is where I'm at with my beads. And as you can see, the 2 top beads, are able to touch now. So that's my ring. And to close the ring off, let me see. Here is the closing of my ring. This piece here. And when you put the ring on your finger, that'll be the piece that's showing. So you want something a decent size that's a little flashy, you know. So let's see what I have here that I can use for that. I'm going to just use one of these clear beads right here, just around your feet. And what you're going to do is you're going to put the bead on one of the strings. And once you get the bead on one string, you take the other end of the string and take it back through the bead again in the opposite direction. So now you have a piece of wire on this end and a piece of wire on this end. See? And you just pull the 2 pieces of wire and you have a ring. The next thing to do after the ring will be the piece that goes down the middle of your hand, which is just this small piece. And you have to come up with a design. The reason mine is shaped like this here is because my two crystals are touching and it's causing them to push outward. But if you pick the right size beads, it won't do that. So now we have a ring and two pieces of wire. And now what you'll do to start on this part of the bracelet is decide what design you want. And I'm going to start with the clear beads. And I'm just going to put one on each side, one on this side, like that, and one on this side, like that, one there and one there. And I'm going to do probably two more on each side before I get the design going. So now I have three on each side. And once I get these three, I want this to be around where my knuckle is going to be. So when I place the ring on, when I put the ring on my finger and I put it like this design is going to end where my knuckle is. And that wasn't quite long enough, so I'm going to put just two more. And once I add those two, this is where we're at. Once I add those two, I'm going to pull my wire together and add, I'm going to do the red bead on both pieces of wire at the same time, not two separate pieces. So I have the red bead going down both pieces of the wire. Now this is what that looks like. These are closed up. It's looking like this because the beads are bigger, but I wanted it to show clear in the video. Okay. And now on top of that clear, on top of the red, I think I'll add just the clear flat rondelle on both pieces of wire once again, like that, and you just pull it down like that. And then I'm going to put another red bead on top of that. And now I'm going to start with both pieces of wire again and do the same design, which was four beads on each side of the string, just the clear beads, 4 on each side. This is just my design choice. You will come up with a million ways to do these things. Depending on what type of material you have to work with, you should be able to come up with a lot of different designs for this. Okay, and then I'm going to do the red bead thing again with the two pieces of wire. And make sure you pull in your wire tight as you go along so that the shape will come along. And then I'm going to use another flat one on both pieces of wire to go between the two red balls like I just did on the first design. And now this is where I'm at. Making sure my wire is all pulled. And this is how it looks so far. The ring part, and then this. And around, about right here, a little further down, maybe one more bead here, and then I'll start the bracelet. I'm gonna add just one more red bead there, but however you get it to the base, to the very top of your wrist right here, it's based on your design. So I'm just gonna put another red bead there, and you have the ring, the hand center, and now we're gonna start on the bracelet, which is, once again, we're using two pieces of wire. And this is pretty much just making a bracelet, just adding enough beads on both sides so that it will close up on the person's hand that you're making it for. And at the front of your bracelet, as you can see here, I have these two bigger pieces because that's what's going to be showing on top of your hand. So you really want something nice there. Just the same as with the ring. So for this bracelet, because it's just for a demonstration, I'm just going to be using these. One on each side. See here. This will be what shows at the top of my wrist. And then I'm just going to continue to beat it until it fits with a little bit of give. You don't want it to be tight on the person's wrist because you really need to be able to move freely with this. The first one I ever made myself, I learned the hard way because I was driving and I did one of these numbers and it snapped and beads went everywhere. So I don't make that mistake anymore. Right now I'm just putting clear beads the rest of the way, just to speed up the process, and probably, see, just putting beads on each side until I feel it like it's finished, till it's big enough. Running out of clear beads, so I'm going to have to improvise, but I think you get the idea. Just going to throw some regular crisp round beads up here. And like I said, whoever you're making the bracelet for, make sure at some point in time you measure their wrist so that the bracelet will fit right. This is the bracelet. Don't do nothing fancy here except make a bracelet. However you want the bracelet to look is fine. And now to measure to see if it fits, I just push them together like this. And I'll stick my arm through. And it's still not the right size. which doesn't really matter because I'm not actually going to wear it. So let me show you how to close it. To close it, you need your crimp beads, which are the little tiny beads. You put at the end of each, you put one on each side of the wire, just like you do the beads. Okay. And this part is basically just making a bracelet. Now I have one here and one here. And I'm going to get my clasp, which I'm using a Walmart claw clasp. For my gold field, I have gold field clasp. And now here's where my teeth come in. I hold one side of the wire. Your little clasp here. You take your wire back through the hole. You have a loop. See? And now you will just pull on this wire a little so your loop gets small. Then you grab the loop and push your crimp bead down. And then you just pull the wire, and you do that till you get all the way to the base of the bead. And you'll have, like here, I'm at the back to the bottom. And now I'm going to pull this until I get the size loop that I want. I don't use jump rings because they add too much to the bracelet, and it'll kind of throw off your measurements. So I have a loop here, a small one, and you'll just pull that. Pull that down. Working with nails can be a headache. I'm just closing it up like a bracelet. And once you have your loop, you clamp it here. That's one end. And this is the end with the clasp on it. So you would put your crimp bead first and then your clasp. But when you take your wire through, take it back past the clasp and back through your crimp bead. And pull your crimp bead up, you hold on to your clasp and just pull the wire, and the bracelet should just come right to you. Then you cut off your excess wire and you have an Egyptian bracelet. I did the best I could, you guys. This is the finishing product. The finished product, excuse me. Thank you. I think that'll be it for jewelry videos because there's not much more that I make. I don't use the hard wires, so I can't show you how. I have a friend girl that I'm trying to convince to start making videos also, Miss Sarah Webster. But keep an eye out for her. If she makes any,